seems by studying different religions, you'll find out that they make God in the image of man, a guy that gets angry. He gets angry, he says, Noah, I don't like the world. I'm going to drown everybody. That's what he said, according to the Bible. And he said, Noah, I want you to build an ark and put 2 kinds of every animal on it. Of course, he didn't tell him where to get the polar bear and the giraffe, but let's say he did get 2 kinds of every animal. That boat would be a mile long. Who cleans the shit out of that? It's such an awful story, the Bible. that man interprets the Bible. When he reads it, he says, this is what Jesus meant. And the person says, oh no, he meant that. And the third person says, you're both wrong. This is what he meant. So it's subject to interpretation. So you have the Lutheran, the Seventh-day Adventist, the Catholic, because different people read different things into it. When you talk to a person, you think you're talking to them. It goes in their head and comes out in relation to their background. Say, you're a goddamn communist, if that's what they think of what you're saying. What about people that are serial killers? They're made by culture. Did you know that? They're not born that way. Did you know that racists and in the South, they might beat up a dark person, hang him upside down for no reason at all? And if you went over and said, that person didn't hurt you, why did you hurt them? A nigger lover from the North. They don't hear that. It goes in their head and comes out differently. So if you get mad at people and you get angry, you don't understand the effects of environment. So years ago, I was trying to design a world where people get along. And I said, well, how do you know it'll work? He says, I don't know. I'm talking to myself. I said, how can you design a world that'll work since people are so different? In the Arab world, the guy has 10 wives if he can afford her. And different people have different values. So how can you bring the whole world together? I said, I don't know. So at that time, I'm now 94. I'll be 95 in March. So I'm telling you, I've been around here a little while. I've noticed that people, all people, have slightly different values. And how do you bring them together? That's why I said I don't know. So I joined the Ku Klux Klan. How many of you know that? And I turned them around in a month and a half to solve that organization.
Can you talk more about that
I can tell you how later. I dissolved the Ku Klux Klan. Then I joined the White Citizens Council. They hate everybody that isn't white, all foreigners. So I joined that and I dissolved that in 1 month alone. Then I came to New York and I asked a lot of people, who do you consider the most backward people in the New York area? They said, well, not all, but some Arabs are very backward. They still think the earth is flat. So I said, gee, I'm going to join that group and see if I can undo that. I didn't know if I can undo it. But I did learn to contact the chief Arab of that group, the flat earth people. This is not against the Arabs. This group believed the earth was flat. So I called him, his name was Elbaz. The first thing he said to me, with an Arab voice, he said, you are Arab? That's the way he spoke. I said, eh means yes in Arabic. I speak a little bit of many languages. So he said, you believe the world is round? That's the way he spoke. I said, yes. So that means where he came from, that's to be pitied. You can see it's flat, look at the horizon. And so he rejected it. So I said, if I can't change him, how am I going to change the world? So I said to him, can I explain it to you? He says, no, I explain it to you. He held his hand up like that, and he said, if the world he round, man fall me down. All the water he fall me down from the side of the world. Do you understand his point of view? So I figured, he knows very little about gravity and things like that. So I brought a balloon with me, and I rubbed it with fur, and I put cornflakes in his hands, and told him to hold his hand away from the balloon. And if you rub it with fur fast, static electricity attracts the cornflakes. And his jaw hit the pavement. He said, "Worldly magnet?" I said, "Eh, ah." And he explained that to the other Arabs. And it took me an hour and a half to turn him around. But I didn't argue with him. I demonstrated. I had to go to church when I was a kid. And the minister said that the Lord, in his infinite wisdom, makes it rain to make the plants grow. So I raised my hand. I said, "Why does it rain at sea?" I didn't know, because that's what he said. He said, "Hold your hand out," and he beat the shit out of me. It really hurt me. Because he felt threatened. But if he was honest, he'd say, "I don't know why it rains at sea. I never thought of that." Why not learn to say, "I don't know"? Very few people will say, "I don't know." You ask a normal American, normal means fucked up. Normal American, do you think we'll ever get to the moon? Nah, not in 1,000 years. That's when you give everybody a right to their own opinion, you damage the world. Just say, "I don't know anything about rockets. I don't know if we'll ever get to the moon. I don't know." But they got opinions about everything. If you lived across the way from me, and I see 10 guys coming out of your apartment, I can have all kinds of opinions, right? She could be a language instructor, ballet instructor, but nobody. You give everybody a right to their own opinion, you're going to louse up the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in school, we will teach children to say, "I don't know what she does. I know nothing about her. What do you think? I don't know." Okay? But I believe everyone should have access to information, like your laptop. You can ask all kinds of questions, and you can get most of the answers on your laptop. Machines do not have feelings. They don't care. Meaning, if you take your laptop and you smash it in front of 20 brand new laptops, they'll say, "We'll get you. This week or next week, we'll get you."
Maybe in 50 years.
They don't care. Hollywood makes movies about machines that kill people and choke people. Machines have no gut feeling. If you work your computer night and day, it says, "Give me a day off, will you?" It doesn't care. Same with your piano. Machines don't feel. Now you can do this. That is, I could do this when I wanted to. I can make a machine with a rubber face. And it says, "Oh my God, you mean your brother was killed in the war?" It'll have all the expressions, even tears, but it won't feel. You understand? Like an actress in a movie. She said, "Oh my God, the house was blown down, the 3 children are dead." Oh, but she really doesn't feel that. She's an actress. We are all actors, to a certain extent. We greet people, "How are you?" Guy says, "I'm not too good. I need 3,000 for an operation. Can you supply it?" You say, "No." "Why do you ask me how I am?" We can't do anything about it. So we automatically talk at each other rather than to one another. If we learn school properly, this is like going to be like a college education, and a college education is about 2-3 hours we will go. And when you leave here, you're going to understand the world differently than the way you were brought up. Your newspapers are artificial. All your radio shows are managed. Television is managed news.